Hello guys, welcome back. For this video, we're going to talk about the polynomial functions. Again, this one is covered in year 11, and for this chapter, it's more like the refresh, and hopefully you guys still remember what you learned for year 11 stuff, and now let's do it together, okay? So first one, I want you guys to remember some key math terminologies, which is highlighted or bolded, right? So first is quadratic, which means the degree is 2, so like sort of like x squared. And the next one is cubic functions. Cubic means the highest power is 3. And the final one is quartic, so which means the highest degree is 4. And quadratic and quartic is sometimes confusing because they're quite similar to each other, but just make sure you know this, okay? Even you don't know how to spell it, but you have to recognize it. Sometimes the final answers will ask you to write in the quadratic factors or like quartic factors, so it depends on the situation, okay? Let's move on. First, for this one, it's actually the revise, okay? Quadratic functions, and they even mentioned in here, in this session, we revise material on quadratic functions covered in math methods, unit 1 and 2, right? So the first one is pretty straightforward. Again, it's kind of linked to the last chapter, which is chapter 3, transformations, right? Dilation, translation, and sort of like reflections, okay? So it's pretty straightforward. And for this page, I only want to emphasize is turning point form. Or do you guys still remember how to convert any forms into the turning point forms? So basically, essential we use is completing the square, right? Completing the square. I repeat it again, okay? So let's try one here. Maybe I should go down a little bit. Okay, let's just give you guys an example. For example, y equals negative x squared plus 2x plus 3. And now I want you guys to give me the turning point form. So you guys can pause the video here and try by yourself first, then check answer with me. Okay, again, first we take negative out, so become negative x squared minus 2x. Just leave this guy out, okay? And negative, then inside brackets, x squared minus 2x. And we just take half of the coefficient of x, then square it, right? So take half, so it's negative 1 squared, positive 1, so plus 1 minus 1 over here, plus 3. And again, for these 3, they can combine together, become x minus 1 squared. And we take out negative 1 out, it's become plus 1 and plus 3, right? So it's become negative x minus 1 squared plus 4. This is the way completing the square. The key step is this guy over here. So half of the x coefficient and then square it, okay? Let's keep going. So again, for this one, the axis of symmetry for our polynomial, for our quadratic functions or for our parabola. So the x is negative b on 2a is referred to y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, right? Refer to this guy. So the turning point, actually the turning point coordinate is negative b over 2a, then comma 4a, then 4ac minus b squared, okay? So essentially this part is not required, but sometimes if you know this one or remember this one, it's easier for you to quickly sketch and to find the minimum or the maximum point, okay? And then look at example 3 is what we did before, right? For each of the following quadratic functions, express the form in the form a times x minus h squared plus k. So normally they find the axis of symmetry, essentially the same thing, okay? So we b divided by 2 and then square it, okay? we have to take A out first. And then graphing the quadratic polynomial forms. So for these steps, it can apply for every single graphs. The y-intercept, x-intercept, and turning point. Of course, for polynomials or for the quadratics, they have the equation of x-axis of symmetry, but most of graphs, if we don't have, then we don't need to include that one. But another important one is asymptotes, okay? And then, okay, look at this page. It's 155. Take half of the coefficient of x. There you go, complete the square, right? It's over here. Okay, this is the page you guys should be looking for. And let's keep going. Quickly go through this one again. Quadratic formula, straightforward. And this one, if I remember correctly, is not provided for your final year exam. So make sure you remember it and know how to use it. Which one is B, which one is A, which one is C. Okay? And we keep going. Okay, this one is pretty important, called discriminate. Remember, we learn one before in chapter 3. It's called determinant, right? So determinant is 1 over AD minus BC to see if our matrix, square matrix, has inverse or not. In this here, the delta b squared minus 4ac just gonna tell us if there is a solution or if there is an x-intercept, okay? So the solution means x-axis intercept, okay, x-axis intercept. So if delta is greater than 0, which means 2 intercepts, equal 0, 1. Less than 0, no, okay? So now I can give you some questions to test you if you really know what's going on here. So if I got y equals 8x squared plus bx plus c, and I know my a greater than 0, and I know my delta is less than 0. So what is the graph looks like? And what's the relationship relating to the x-axis? Of course, we have no idea about y, but we know the x-axis relationship, right? Because x is over here, so our graph gonna look like here. So all of the points beyond the x-axis, because delta is less than 0 and a is greater than 0, okay? You need to make such connections, then you can answer this one easily. This example 8, it is straightforward, but sometimes in final exam you cannot really connect with the m and connect with one solution and one solution with delta. So the one solution just means b squared minus 4ac just 0. So in this case, our a is 3, our b is negative 2m, and our c is 3 as well. So my delta is 0, just 4m squared minus 36, just 0. So my m is plus or minus 3, okay? And once we know it's equal 0, and the B is called no solution, so we want less than 0, and C, we want two distinct solutions, we just don't want greater than 0, okay? I don't like the way they present their data, because they should write like -3, 3 in the set form, so this one should be -3, it should be negative infinity to -3 union 3 to infinity, okay? This, or you can write r exclude the -3 to 3, okay? Same thing. Cannot really write this for your final exam, okay? And that's it. That's the quick revision for our 4A. And make sure you guys know the turning point form and know the symmetry. Axis of symmetry is negative b over 2a, and of course quadratic formulas to determine how many solutions we have and connect the solutions with x-intercept. Okay, and this is pretty much about 4A. And for next videos, we can talk about 4B and the following chapters to use different forms and to determine the rules of parabola. Okay, hopefully these videos can help you guys a little bit. And if you think it's useful, please subscribe my channel. And every day I will upload some videos to help you guys learn the math methods. And that's end for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. And I see you for next videos. Bye bye, guys.